Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Summer Cup in the Great League, and we're going to see if we can run this different team here. We're going to be trying out the Buzzwole paired with the Shadow, Zapdos, and Trevenant. So kind of a spice team here. We have the Lurantis Magi versus this Buzzwole. You can see we're doing some significant fast move damage right now. We resist the grass move right there. They switch out into their knockdown. This is where the Zapdos is going to be able to come into play. Here we're going to throw a Drill Peck bait. They don't fall for it. Nice. And now we're going to have to decide to shield or not. We're going to shield right here because even though this shield does get used, look how much damage we're doing just through fast moves here. Able to farm down after one shield is insane. Now this Zapdos is loaded with a ton of energy and it is very dangerous right now. Even against the... okay, they're going to come in with the Lurantis. This thing's going to get one shot if they decide to shield. If they don't decide to shield, we have another one ready for it. And this is just the spamminess of this Zapdos. Two shields get used. We're trying to get to another one. They are able to snipe our energy right there. If we shield here, we can get this last Pokemon out of here, but we're just going to decide to let it go. It's already done its job. We're going to gain some energy on our Buzzwole. After a couple of fast moves, we're going to throw this lunge here to take out this Lurantis. What do they have in the back here? Ends up being the Lantern, and that's where the Trevenant would come into play. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game mainly because of the Zapdos absolutely wrecking their Lurantis and that knockdown. And it would have done really well against that Trevenant too. So they were actually triple weak to that Zapdos. Here we have a more difficult matchup. We got the Buzzwole versus this Ariados. We don't necessarily want to switch out right now. We're going to just stay in and see what moveset they're running, actually. Cross Poison goes through. It is neutral. And we're going to throw our lunge here. Unfortunately, all of our moves are resisted. This Ariados is basically just trying to take care of the fighters. We know that we can survive the next one here. This Cross Poison does get us low. We're going to switch out after they throw that move. And here we're going to be able to tank whatever move. If this is the lunge, we can survive it. So they are able to throw the neutral lunge. Here we're going to throw the Seed Bomb and hope that it is enough to take it out. They do decide to shield, and so now we have an opportunity to potentially farm with our Zapdos potentially. Oh, they go for the Cross Poison, and it doesn't quite take us out, but now we're forcing them to use this Cross Poison, and now we can shield because now we have energy that we don't necessarily want to waste. They come back in with their Galvantula. Galvantula here is potentially have to tank this Shadow Ball. So they do tank the Shadow Ball. We're going to try to... Ooh, okay. We try to get to that lunge right there, but unfortunately it was a little bit too low on health. You can see right here, this Drill Peck will do some significant damage towards this Venusaur. Oh, and they are able to survive. That is a huge no shield by them. Able to survive that move because it was not Shadow Venusaur. Now they're going to be able to throw a move here. It's going to be discharged, and they do get the KO. So very close to coming back from that situation. That was just a really tough lead. And maybe if we had let go the Trevenant and had two shields, maybe that would have been a better play, but we had no idea what they had in the back. All right, here we're going to switch out of this situation. We're going to go into our Zapdos already in a better situation as the Zapdos versus this Lickitung. Even though it is very tanky, it's going to have to take a lot of moves because we have two shields and these Drill Pecks are going to be hitting pretty hard and very quickly. So our opponent here is able to throw this move right before we get to it. So we're just going to let this one go because we have the Buzzwole to gain a ton of energy and farm. So we know that we can survive one of these. In fact, we can survive at least two of them. Yeah, it looks like we can survive two of them, so we're just going to look for the farm down. They do end up throwing another Body Slam, so we are going to be low. We're going to be into the red. Yep, makes sense. And then they have the Azumarill come back in. We have the Trevenant 2 shield situation. This is favorable right now. We don't know what's in the back right now. They have revealed Azumarill and Lickitung. Oh, wow. Ends up being their own Trevenant. We're just going to go for the nuke here and apply the full pressure. They do decide to call the bait, and I think that was the play, is to try to call a bait right there, but we were aware of that, and we do just absolutely nuke the Trevenant. And so now we have a very good matchup again. We have this Trevenant versus this Azumarill. We're going to build up to 2 Seed Bombs. This is going to get either a shield or a lot of damage. Okay, there goes the last shield. We're going to be able to get to another Seed Bomb here. And now we're going to make them forced to use some energy to take us out. So there goes their last bit of energy. And then we should be able to take it out with our Buzzwole right here. Let's see. Okay, good. And that's how we come back from our Azumarill lead right there. Able to take out the Azumarill, Lickitung, and Trevenant right there. So really tanky team. Just able to maximize the energy output and making sure we shield the correct move. Okay, next game, let's see what we find. So far, the team has been pretty surprising. The Zapdos is like a really cool Pokemon to use if you're able to build it. Obviously, not everybody's going to be able to have the resource for it, but it's cool to showcase it. Here, we're going to be met with the Diggersby. Diggersby here, even though we're being resisted by our fast moves, look at these Dropex. Considering the Dropex is a neutral stab, but it's doing roughly 30 to 45% damage. So in 2 drill picks, it's going to take out potentially a Diggersby. You can see right there already into the red. Here we're going to decide if we want to shield this or not. They decide to throw the Scorching Sand. Do we get the debuff? It doesn't look like we have the debuff right there, but we are going to be able to throw another drill pack. This is going to get the shield or it's going to get the KO. They decide to shield it. We didn't have a move. So we're going to shield here, and we're going to try our best to take out this Diggersby after we get close to 2 drill packs. Here, we're going to be either getting the shield or getting the KO. They do decide to double shield, but our opponent here is so low that we can farm with our Buzzwole right here. Okay, we farm it down, get a little bit of energy, and our opponent here ends up showing the Pidgeot. So we're going to throw this superpower and dip out of here. This superpower does go a lot of neutral damage. They decide to switch out immediately. So interesting play by them. We are able to, I guess, surprise them a little bit and get them to switch out. This Shadow Ball does a lot of neutral damage. We are going to be able to survive any move here by this Venusaur. And now we're going to try our best to get to a Seed Bomb, forcing them to use some energy right here. This Feather Dance does take out our Trevenant, but because they had to use some energy, they're going to struggle to take out this Buzzwole, even though we're double weak to flying. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game. Kind of partially surprise factor, but also just kind of taking advantage of the Zapdos breaking down the shield and letting the combination of Buzzwole and Trevenant. All right, here we're going to have to switch out. The Toxic Deck is going to be really good against our entire moveset with the Buzzwole. We're going to have to try to break down some shields, so we're going to go for the Drill Peck Bait. We do get the shield, which is great. And since they're staying in, we're going to shield here and see if they decide to stay in again. We're going to keep building up. Here, we know that our opponent has already shielded once. We're going to go for another bait here. We think they're going to double shield because they feel like it's... Okay, there we go. We get that second shield. And now at this point, the shields are down. We're just going to chip away at this Toxic Deck. Wasn't sure if we're going to be able to reach that Thunderbolt right there, but you can see I don't think we would have reached it because they were at a move. This is going to take out these Zapdos, and now we have the Toxic Deck to kind of in the yellow to deal with. We're going to go into our Trevenant right here. They decide to switch out into the Victini. So Victini here is not the counter to this Trevenant without any shields. Boom goes the Shadow Ball, taking out that Victini, and now they're switch locked. Whatever they come in with, we can make the adjustment, but they still decide to stay in with the Toxic Deck. So we're going to shield right here. Doesn't matter if it's Brian, because we think that this Trevenant is actually really good against their entire team. And in fact, that is the truth. There comes another Trevenant. After a couple fast ones, we throw the Shadow Ball. This is going to get the KO, and boom goes the team. So GG's to our opponent. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.